Hey guys, this is Evan back. I am doing my report on charity, um, which was a big part of the religion chapter in our book. Kind of recently have been trying to figure out some things to do to improve the way that I think or feel about how I am giving back to people. Right now I feel as if I just go to school and go to work and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not really contributing in a good way. So recently I went to this website. It's called Charity Vault, or charities.org. It was one of the things that popped up when I Google searched charities in the Toledo area. But when I was looking at it, I realized that there are tons and tons of charities around this area. Right now, this is coming from page 24 on their website, and it's only in the E's. So there's countless pages on charities in the Toledo area. So I kind of started thinking, well, how do you know what charity is good, or what charity should you donate your time and or money to? Because you have so many options here. So I kind of wanted to look back in the book and see exactly what the book says and what outside sources were saying about the best way to look at charities and to decide which charity to use. I know I'm not talking about the whole entire chapter. I'm just talking about a little section of the chapter. But I think it's a really, really important thing to do, because we talk about improving social welfare for all beings, and one way to do that is through charity work. But what I wanted to talk about, or kind of what the general question was because we had all of these charities, these options around. I kind of was thinking, well, is charity a good thing or is it a bad thing? And how do I pick the best charity to give my time to or to support? And to answer that question, the question of is it good or is it bad, I would say it depends. I'm going to get into it, why it depends, a little bit more here in a couple minutes. But I wanted to explore the pros and cons of charity in regards to social welfare. So some of the pros and some of the cons. So I'm going to start with the cons, because I always like to, when I'm working with students in my area of special ed, we always start with the positives, but I think for this situation, I'd like to start with the cons and then go to the pros to kind of wrap everything up. So some of the pros that I found through some of my research were that charities oftentimes target symptoms and not the cause. So what this means is charities oftentimes help people with their problems, but not what caused their problems. So a lot of times through charity, we're basically just putting a band-aid on the bigger social issues. So for example, if you think about poverty, working at a food drive or something like that, it's a great thing to do, but is that food drive necessarily fighting for the cause of trying to help, create systems that help individuals who are homeless find jobs and that kind of stuff? So another thing that I found, and that I would like to point out to you guys, is charity is wrong, in my opinion. It's not a good charity if it is used to patch up the fundamental injustices that are built into the structure and the values of society. So what I'm talking about here is that, again, if the greater problem is homelessness, if the charity is basically just keeping those people homeless and just saying that's good enough, and not really fighting for the social injustice of not supporting homeless people, other than feeding them or whatnot, then it's not a good thing. The charity is not a good thing. So, and another thing that I wanted to look at too was kind of in the line of cons of the people who are giving and the people who are receiving the charitable act. So the people that receive charitable acts sometimes have a psychological feeling of being upset with themselves for getting to that point, to ask for some type of support or some type of help. They may feel inferior to other people, and they just might not have a very good outlook on their personal being. A con for individuals who give to charity, it may create a feeling of being superior to others. They may feel as if, since they can do this, since they can give their time, since they have money to give, that they are better than the people who are receiving the charity, which isn't necessarily a good thing. So just some things on the cons of thinking about charity and thinking about which charities to look into giving your time and your money to. So some of the pros that I found about charity, talks about how it's good because it provides support for those who need it. Like I said, you can't. Some of the charities that they don't fight for the justice, the overall justice, and to change the overall values that in society that keep those people where they're at. We have to provide these services because people may die. If we don't, you can't just say that charity isn't a good thing because just giving someone food isn't helping the overall cause. Well, if we didn't provide those individuals with food through charity, they would possibly die. So, a pro is that we are giving the support to people, but we also need to remember that we are fighting for a greater cause, and that we continue to fight for the greater cause, and to change and make it, to fight more for the justice section of charity giving. Another thing that I wanted to talk about in my report is I found an article on the Fox News website that discussed the findings of the researcher Arthur Brooks, and he kind of talked about the effects that charity giving have on the person that is giving to the charity. So he talks about in terms of physical health and happiness, the people who give to more charities or give money or their time to charities are 43% more likely to say that they are very happy than people who are non-givers. And non-givers are 3.5 times more likely to report that they are not happy at all than givers. So it oftentimes has a very positive psychological effect on the individuals who are giving to the charities, which is a very, very good thing because everybody wants to feel happy and they want to know that what they're doing has a purpose and it matters. So, kind of to wrap things up, when you're looking into deciding which charity to give to or which charity to volunteer your time at, just be aware that there are plenty of charities out there. There are tons of charities out there. But what you need to do is you need to really evaluate and take a step back and think about what the purpose of the charity is, and is the charity fighting for something that is going to change or work towards changing the problem or the reason that the charity is in place in the first place. So, we need to make sure that when we are giving to charities, we aren't just keeping people in the place that they are. The charity is actually, helping those individuals to improve on their life and improve the social injustices that are built into all of the systems in our country. So that's basically my report. I appreciate you guys listening to me, and if you have any questions, go ahead and comment or shoot me an email. Keep up the good work, guys, and we're almost done. Well, not really. We're 1/3 done, but that's close enough for me. So have a good day, guys, and I will see you later. Gatsby out.